Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL. I am Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. We have some very exciting games today.
We do. The first game, the first match, is going to be great because we're going to be seeing who very well may win the entire tournament.
Yes.
One of the best players in the world since early on in Beta Phase 1. TricKsteR go up against some guy that beat a commentator to get here.
TricKsteR is using the ID SSKS, but we will be referring to him as TricKsteR.
Yeah, that's just his initials.
Yes.
I'm going to actually talk to him about that. Stop being dumb.
Stop
ID.
changing your ID. But TricKsteR, a well-known StarCraft 1 professional gamer, very talented player. One of the first guys to switch over to StarCraft 2. Smart decision there. And he's been a monster. He's been on top since day one. And he is, just like in Snare, one of the people that all the Koreans, actually not just the Koreans, everybody around the world is kind of talking about.
Yeah, TricKster's been in all sorts of foreigner tournaments, all sorts of Korean tournaments. He's just been winning stuff left and right.
Yep.
And what a great player he really is.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have no problem here, but PvP is his hardest matchup.
Right.
It becomes a little bit random. At times it can be hard to stop some of these cheeses. Mirror matchups can be like that sometimes.
Mirror matchups can be pretty crazy. I'm really kind of enjoying the PvP mirror matchup. It's interesting to have another one of these matchups where we're racing to a certain tech or trying to figure out how to stop your opponent before he gets to that certain tech. And the tech, of course, is the Colossus.
Yeah. Once you get 5-6 Colossi, that's it, man. That's it. Those beat Void Rays. In those numbers, it's
those things
absolutely
are pretty
crazy.
Good. So we're gonna get a shot of our players here in just a moment.
Oh nope.
We're gonna get a shot of yesterday's results.
We saw a fruit dealer, aka Wonky, aka Cool. I can't believe these people change their IDs so much. But anyways, Cool took out Nextasia.
Yeah.
Top took out Pult Prime. San Zenith, the beater of Torch, beat the 13-year-old as well. And OGS Inca with that awesome cannon rush.
That play was so cool. Oh my God! I could not believe my eyes when I saw that cannon rush.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen that, and you want to figure out a way to humiliate your friends or beat somebody who might be way better than you, check out that build because that is so good.
And also check it out just in case you hit Tasteless Protoss on the ladder in Metalopolis. Because he's going to do that.
That's all I'm going to be doing now, baby. So we've seen some very exciting strategies. Now, here are the brackets for the round of 32, day 3.
Soki Su, that is TricKsteR. He's going up against FreeSaGa. Then we're going to see Zenio. Really nice, the Baneling user, man. 70 Banelings, just right-clicks on command centers and stuff. Doesn't care.
So
kills
cool.
anything he wants.
Yeah.
We're going to see him going up against Hongun Prime. Hongun is so good, man. Everyone agrees. I was talking to Spunky about him yesterday. Everyone is afraid of Hongun.
Yeah.
This guy might get ridiculously far. We saw him play. He was great. Then we, of course, have Into the Rainbow against Keeping Wear and Check Prime against Just Fake Wear. I will talk more about those later. For now, let's talk about TricKsteR versus FreeSaGa.
TricKsteR, this is going to be tough for FreeSaGa, and FreeSaGa is a very talented player. TricKsteR also a member of the team. TSL.
He's on there with Cool and Clyde.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if one of those players wins this whole tournament. What a sick baller, nasty team.
I always feel weird when I'm saying TSL because that's the name of that other league.
I know, right?
So it's the SCV life. But yeah, TSL, very tight team, very small, and I kind of like that approach.
Old school StarCraft 1 pro gamers, so good at StarCraft 2. And just throwing this out there, I read it this morning, just actually right before I got ready for this. I was on the internet just for a second. Nada officially retires from We Made Fox and is now going to StarCraft 2.
Really?
He will be playing in GSL next season.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
actually.
I know.
That's news for me. I actually didn't know
that out, man.
I'm not even pretending to actually be surprised. I had no idea.
Is that not so awesome?
That's so
Jelizarg
awesome.
and Nada, 2 of the 4 Golden Mouse winners, are like, sup, it's time for StarCraft 2, let's go.
Let's do it. Everybody's switching over, guys. So we might have actually a very different lineup.
The next GSL is going to
season.
be a lot different, I think.
Yeah.
The average age is going to be like 26.
It's going to be. We're just going to get older and older and older as we get these old pro gamers up there.
We got Ajashis
We got
in here,
guys
man.
getting on their walking sticks going in there and stuff. So that's really exciting news. Look, if you were going up against TricKsteR, what would you do? For me, I would not try to do a Colossus tech. I would do some type of rush.
Yeah.
Whether that be proxy gates, because I don't think you're going to be able to beat TricKsteR in the mid game. But what about you?
One build that comes to mind that we've already seen in the GSL, if you miss it, Goal MGH tried it in that PvP on Metalopolis, where you stop mining gas as soon as you start your very, very fast cybernetics core.
Yeah.
You get 50 gas. You just get Warp Gate, you push it right out, you go 4 gateways immediately, try to get a pylon in their base, and you time it just right, and you just warp zealots in. It's a crazy all-in, very risky, but with high risk comes high reward, and when you're playing someone much better than you that is going to crush you, there's really no risk in trying a cheesy play, because if you play normal, you're going to lose.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I'm curious if we're going to see some kind of play like that. In fact, White Rob manhandled me with a strategy very similar to that.
Oh, you used the same one?
Yeah. So I've experienced that. I was eliminated from a tournament by him, actually. Very talented player. All right, let's take a look at our players.
The maps.
Nope, players right here.
Oh, look at the map. The players, not the maps. Players aren't maps. Never mind.
Here is TricKsteR on the left using the ID SSKS. Those are his initials. But we all know him as TricKsteR. He's a member of the Team TSL. And, of course, over here is Nex, FreeSaGa, Nex, one of the big teams we got out here. And I got to say, this is going to be probably one of the more one-sided games, but you never know, there are upsets in tournaments like this.
We've already seen 4 big upsets, in my opinion. Of course, Hydra losing earlier in the week was the biggest upset so far. But TricKsteR, he is rock solid. He was always rock solid in StarCraft 1. That's basically his style. He's a macro Protoss. Yeah. He sits back and he takes what you dish at him, then kills you when it's time. We saw that very well against JSL Zenith. That TVP, especially on Scrap Station, just sat there, took so much harassment, took a ton of damage, was down to 1 Nexus against 2 command centers at one point in time, and just waited, came back, attacked, and won. So this is his style. He can sit there and weather the storm. So we're going to have to see how good a storm FreeSaGa can really throw at him.
Yeah, no kidding. By the way, special thanks to our sponsors at Intel and TG Sambo. And thank you, everybody at home, for tuning in. We love sharing StarCraft 2 with you guys. We love StarCraft 2. It's all we do. It's all I know.
Man, and, that's
it. Excuse me. And, it's a real pleasure to have you guys down here with us. Also, don't forget, you can participate in the next season of the GSL. Sign-ups are coming up pretty soon. And you can come down here, play in the tournament. We literally had brackets with thousands of people in them. And we finally got to the phase where we could start filming everything. And this is the round of 64 when we started. But anybody can sign up. So, guys, come down here, take a chance. You could win a lot of money.
Here we go. It is the map pool, Xel'Naga Caverns, Steps of War, and Metalopolis. And the excluded maps from TricKsteR, Scrap Station, and Blistering Sands, from FreeSaGa, Kulos, and Desert. Not surprised with any of those excluded maps.
No, not at all.
And, of course, the rest are randomly drawn from the remaining maps. Xel'Naga, we've seen a ton of games on there. Metalopolis, a ton of games on there. Steps of War, though, not so many games on that map so far. PvP on that map should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Xel'Naga Caverns and Steps of War are 2 maps you could do some type of all-in and attack and take them out. On one-on-one maps, that is a map where you can put gateways right outside your opponent's base, stuff like that. So if there's anything risky that next FreeSaGa wants to try out, these would be maps that he could do it on.
Yeah. And, we keep saying, TricKsteR this, TricKsteR that. He's so great. He's going to win. He's going to crush. But just to be fair, Nex is a bigger team. It has a lot of the top Protosses. Most of the top Protosses, aside from TricKsteR, are in Nex.
That's a very good point.
Okay, so he has a lot of good training partners. Also, TricKsteR is not laddering much at all right now. TricKsteR is focusing just playing with his teammates. That's Clyde and Cool. That is a Zerg and a Terran. That's no Protoss players. I'm sure, yes, he does have Protoss practice partners, but I know, I've talked to him, he's playing with his teammates mostly, and PvP he feels is his worst. So those things are going to help level the field a lot, but of course, TricKsteR is just such an RTS genius. It's still going to be an uphill battle for FreeSaGa.
He's a real force to be reckoned with. You could see that he's had so much experience in the booth already. That's not something we could say about next FreeSaGa. We're going to get this going. Let's see what happens.
Out of all of these pictures that we've seen of the players trying to act tough in the beginning, TricKsteR's is the only one that I buy, man. He's got such a stony face anyways that when his arms are just at his side, you're like, oh, okay.
He has the face of a rock golem. Here's the next FreeSaGa up here.
It's a handsome rock golem.
He's a handsome guy.
He actually is. Very square jaw.
Very square jaw. I'm envious.
You have plenty square jaw.
Oh, thank you.
Don't be so
thank you. Here's TricKsteR at the bottom. We haven't seen any probes sent out right away, so no quick gateway rushes or anything like that.
No proxy gates.
No proxy gate shenanigans.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing something completely off the wall from FreeSaGa, something I can't even think of because it's so stupid.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to play straight up.
Yeah, stupid stuff works against really good players sometimes. You know, they don't expect something like completely ridiculous, and it sometimes finds a little hole in their play, and who knows?
Well, I mean, the Inca strategy we saw yesterday, oh my God.
That was smart,
that
wasn't retarded.
But I mean, that was
stupid.
just so out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even actually prepare for that. That actually reminds me of Nal Ra's play back in StarCraft 1, where he's going to do a strategy. So. There's no way that you can know that this is coming.
Yeah, or some year 2000 Grimto build where, like, you've just never even seen anything like it. It's, you know, it's something kind of like that. Pretty interesting for sure. Yeah,
next FreeSaGa actually scouting his main. He just wants to make sure that there is no gateways inside the main. And TricKsteR, you can see he's also being cautious as well. He's saying, is this guy proxy getting me anywhere? He's going to check all the usual locations, so they're not going to scout each other right away.
Yeah, pretty same build orders, of course, this early on. This is just how you economically tech up. You know, you're going to grab those Cybernetic cores pretty quickly.
As you can see, very similar build orders, both going for fast gas. We're going to find out when the RoboBay comes up if it's going to be a Colossus tech or if they're going to do some type of gateway rush.
And yep, everything's so exactly the same, Tasteless. What do you think that we're going to see? We're about to see the tech routes chosen. You know, they're going to pump out some stalkers, get rid of those scouting probes, and choose the tech routes. I want to hear what tech routes we're going to see from you.
My suspicion is that no matter what test route will go for Colossus, quick robo, this ramp is small. It's easy to hold off. If you have sentries, you're going to be fine. You know what? So far, since they're both suspicious, the other guy's going to do something sneaky. We might actually see Colossus from this guy as well. I'm also curious to see if they're going to get the Immortal as they get the Colossus too. This has been one of the variations in the Colossus builds. Because having one Immortal, you can make that while you're making the Robotics Bay, which allows you to get the Colossus. Having one of those out there can really be helpful in micro situations because they're so good at firing at Colossuses that the other player has to target fire the Immortal or run away from it. So that's just some of the stuff I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that first Immortal really can help, but you do have to skip quite a few Stalkers or delay a Thermal Lance or something like that to save some gas. So it can be risky at times as well.
Looks like we got a RoboBay here for next FreeSaGa.
Nothing for TricKsteR. There
it is. Both going for that robotics facility tech.
And, you know, TricKsteR, he actually, as we were talking, got his sinking gas just a little bit quicker. If we check the resource tab, you can see he's got that extra 50 gas. And, you know, that's, of course, he's keeping his minerals just a tad bit lower. And what is this
kind of interesting stalker positioning here. It looks like actually this probe could spot anything that's going to come from this angle here, right? And then if the guy tries to run a probe around, the stalker kills it. Or that can make it look. See, this can actually make it look like he's expanding.
Oh, that's quite true.
That's smart.
TricKsteR is just so good, actually.
It's
he
actually
does
so
such
smart.
high-level moves like this. Takes everything into consideration. This is what a Pro League / Star League StarCraft 1 player looks like when he plays. Just every little thing he does to try to get ahead.
Hey, you see what's interesting about this is that he's making it look like he's expanding, like he wants to hide some information that's right here. There's nothing there. He's actually going for a very heavy one-base play, 3 gateways, and he's going to go for that Colossus as expected.
You know, not only is it very aggressive, but it's also very safe because it can stop anything.
Yeah.
I mean, this will actually stop anything. He will not die. Of course, he can die if he, mismicros against his opponent doing the same thing, but it'll basically hold any rush.
Well, he backs up now because this is the time. Oh, and check out. Oh, this is so sick. He's got the Observer just in the spots that he can intercept the observer that would be on the way to his base.
And I think he even caught that blur out of the corner of his eyes. You know, TricKsteR is such a quick player. If we even look at his APM here. FreeSaGa at 100-ish, TricKsteR at almost 400, and this is 40% lower than StarCraft 1 APM, the way it's measured. So that is ridiculously fast.
He's going to catch the observer on the way in there. Oh, my God. This is such high-level PvP. This is really impressive.
TricKsteR sees and hears all, man. He is just it's such a scary, scary player.
Thermal Lance on the way here for TricKsteR.
You know, Thermal Lance, such an important upgrade, and making a lot of Zealots because of all this gas-heavy stuff that TricKsteR has to do. Thermal Lance also going for his opponent.
Now, there is a technique sometimes in PvP where you can catch your opponent off guard. If you know he's going very intensive Colossus, you can actually hide a Stargate and get a few Void Rays because they're going to have less Stalkers. Sentry's obviously not going to be very good against a Void Ray. And you can actually wreck them, especially if you see him going double Robo. So that's another technique we've seen before.
Now we see TricKsteR waiting for this second Colossus, and I would not be surprised if TricKsteR just wants to rely upon his micro, go up, see what he can do. He's like, can I go kill this guy? Maybe. And if FreeSaGa attacks, I guarantee you that this is a huge mistake. If you're going to attack across this map, you're going to have less units when you get there than what TricKsteR has.
Yeah.
And he is actually going to probably be better at micro than you, FreeSaGa, so I don't know, man. It seems like this is just a recipe for disaster.
Okay, now note that he took out that observer. There's actually TricKsteR's observer following this army here. And, you know, remember, next FreeSaGa's been in the dark for most of this game. He's now getting chased down. This pylon has been canceled. But most of this game has come down to TricKsteR's ability to control the information that his opponent has. And that's really, really impressive.
TricKsteR throwing up this Nexus now. And FreeSaGa's still making units. But yet they are at the same supply. Pretty interesting. TricKsteR now, he's not going to overcommit with these Colossi. Just do a little bit of damage and run away. But only one Colossi still for his opponent, FreeSaGa.
Looks like Thermal Lance just finished.
Oh, there's the other Colossi on the side. But his Zealot's getting a ton of damage in here, hitting the Stalkers now. And as more warp in, TricKsteR has to back up. A little bit of risky play there by TricKsteR. When you're expanding, as soon as you make your Nexus, that is one of the key times where your opponent is going to be ahead in army size.
There was no reason for TricKsteR to poke at that moment.
It was greedy. It was greedy.
I mean, poking with the Colossus is really, really powerful because it's just so hard to engage the army. But
the full engagement though is what I really didn't like. You know, just hitting a little bit with a long-range unit. Yeah, do that, and then run away. Kill his Zealot, run away. There you go. You're already making a Nexus. He's not. Of course he should have more units than you. And if he doesn't, you're going to beat him anyway because he's bad.
Now, we have another engagement over here. Looks like next FreeSaGa, a little bit wiser, is going to back up. I can't emphasize how high-level this PvP is. Now, remember, when you get a lot of Colossuses, they can be hard to control.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that they're not bumping into each other in the back. Now, next FreeSaGa is not expanding at all. Nothing's here. So he is completely committed with this proxy pylon into taking out his opponent.
And if we look, he's only, he's 3 supply behind TricKsteR right now. So,
TricKsteR, whoa, TricKsteR. You guys need to stay at home.
And you know, right now, TricKsteR with these 4 Colossi against 3 Colossi is just a better army. And look at this. Nice kiting with these Colossi. A lot of Zealots on the battlefield, though.
Well, I gotta say, it's not looking good for next FreeSaGa. He has less Colossi to start with here, and he's not gonna be able to get his next Colossi over there in time.
And it looks like it's 3 against 3 with a couple Zealots and Stalkers left over.
And the Zealots and the Stalkers are actually just slightly faster than the Colossus.
That's right. And as they go around the turn, the Colossi that are walking still in a straight line catch up, and TricKsteR becomes ridiculously far ahead. Let's look at those supplies. 83 against 57, and it's just, oh my. Look at this. 4 Colossi against 2. Yeah, I don't think so, FreeSaGa. You are so dead right now.
He is, it's going to start getting out of control. The second Robo Bay is here. Double Robo all the way.
Yeah, man. Double Robo is intense.
It is intense. So, he only has one Robo, and the Colossus is kind of the staple unit of mid-game to late-game Protoss versus Protoss.
And, well, looks like he just wants to take that third base down there as opposed to the goal.
It's kind of funny to see how many 5 Colossus actually kill destructible rocks so slowly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Forge, this is bad for next FreeSaGa in every sense. And this observer, he knows that now.
Yeah.
He says, I wish I was part of TricKsteR's army. I was the wrong Protoss this game.
And he's going to go down now, paying for his crimes of being with the wrong army.
Treason, joining the other Protoss
That's
army.
right, man. Executor TricKsteR. He's the best from a Dune.
He is the most powerful of the Templars.
Yes, he is.
Next FreeSaGa. I mean, this is just a numbers game at this point in time. Early on, it was a lot of strategy back and forth, doing, controlling the intel and stuff like that of your opponent. But now it's just worked out in TricKsteR's favor. TricKsteR's way ahead. And, I mean, I think TricKsteR's going to attack here maybe when this upgrade finishes.
Well, he's practicing what he's about to do to FreeSaGa with all the destructible rocks on the map right now. Just pulverizing them.
Making sure it's got a good accuracy and stuff. Now, this is the first proxy pylon we've seen here from TricKsteR. TricKsteR's been patient thus far, with the exception of that one blunder and engaging a little bit too soon. Now comes the big battle. Positioning pretty good here for next FreeSaGa.
And moving around the side with the rest of his army. So many Colossi right there. 6 of them. Count them 6. Zealots charging. Yeah, right. And TricKsteR's main army going ahead and hitting on these Colossi, getting one of them down. The other 2 very badly hurt right now. And there's really nothing that FreeSaGa can do. TricKsteR was 40 supply ahead at the beginning of that battle.
GG. Damn.
Total ownage.
That was sick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I have to. He is completely outclassing FreeSaGa.
Yeah, there was, from the very beginning to the
so
very
one-sided.
end.
Everything that TricKsteR did was good, except for that one. He committed a little bit too much while building his Nexus. But other than that, TricKsteR played a flawless game, and FreeSaGa, I mean, you don't play a flawless game against someone who does. Unless that guy is Zerg, you are in trouble.
So far, I got to say, I was so stunned with how TricKsteR was controlling intel early on. That Colossus with the probe spotting to make it look like maybe TricKsteR's got an expansion when he doesn't. Yeah. Then getting in the waypoint of that observer. Yeah. So impressive. He did so many things right there. And, next FreeSaGa, clearly, even though he tech to Colossus, was not interested in teching to the late game. He wanted to end it. He wanted to kill TricKsteR's expansion.
And didn't work out, man.
Did not work out in his favor.
Sorry. He's closer to his base. He's constantly getting out Colossi. And
we're going to start this next game, so let's go.